Good morning, everyone. Cheers. It's Carol here, surprisingly. Oh, that's hot. I've just made that. In a video that I did yesterday showing how I made these faux handmade paper notebooks. That's a mouthful. I included a couple of pages from a book, and I've had a couple of questions asking me which book it was. So what I thought I would do this morning, before I crack on with any work, is I would do a quick show and tell of 3 books that I've purchased, and what the content of them are. So let's get down to it. The first one that I want to show you is this one, which is the pages that I used in this notebook. Now, what I try to do is if they're cheap enough, I try to purchase 2 of each book because I'm greedy. Because very often there's a picture on one page and then there's a beautiful picture on the back, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to stick it down because I like the picture on the back side. So what I try to do is with each book is that in one book I'll use that page, and in the other book I'll use that page. So then I know that I'm always being able to use both sides. But that will all very much depend on the price. If they're too expensive, like £20-30 each, then no, I don't. So this is Wildflowers of Britain, Month by Month, by Margaret Erskine Wilson. I'll put that up close so that you can make a note of it. Okay, let's see if there's the ISBN number. Okay, so I'll read this bit out. Beautiful and informative, this jewel-liked collection of 1,000 British and Irish wildflowers were painted by schoolteacher Margaret Wilson over 45 years. In order to help her friend to recognise the different species, her watercolours continue to educate and enchant today. Now, Margaret, she died in 2009 and donated many of her paintings of wildflowers to the Kendal Natural History Society, of which she was a former president. So it's along the lines of like almost like country diary type stuff, in that she went and hand painted all of these beautiful images, and there is literally hundreds of them. So there is absolutely tons to use. Now, I know what's going to happen. You're all going to go out and go and buy these, and people will suddenly go like, oh, they're selling for a good price, and bump up the price. So you might want to get in quick. So this is a book. I haven't used it yet, apart from in that notebook, but I am going to be doing a journal in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully, that will include many of these images. So look out for that one. Now, I mentioned this on my Facebook group a couple of weeks ago, that there was a book that I was looking for and that I'd purchased in a charity shop for, yes, £2.50, bargain. So again, I went looking for another copy so that I could do the same again, because there were images on the front and the back pages. And wouldn't you know it, cost an arm and a leg to get a second book. Now, I like purchasing books from the World Book Association company, World Books, but the version that they'd got was like 50 odd quid, and I was like, woo, no, we're not having that. But as was pointed out to me, after a couple of weeks, if it's not sold, they tend to reduce the price quite dramatically. It reduced to £25. I still wasn't paying that much for it, especially as I'd only paid £2.50 for this. But I did find a private seller that was selling one off. It was still a lot more than this, but it was, let me just think, it was about £18 I think I paid for it. So I was a bit miffed about having to pay that much for it after I paid £2.50. But if you like fashion, then this is ideal for you. But also there are some beautiful images in here. Let me just start at the back of Vogue covers. So the ones towards the back, oh, in fact, there you go. So that one was the one that I used in my Mindful Mondays video that I did last. So there are some really gorgeous images in here. As I say, towards the back they tend to be a little bit more on the modern side. Okay, but look at all these images to cut up, and these are ideal to make into note cards and front covers of notebooks. But if I go towards the front, there are some slightly more vintage, let's get through, vintage images, so that if you like doing vintage type books, I mean, look at that. I mean, these just appeal to me so much. So you get the gist now, don't you? So as you can see, this is why I wanted to get 2 books, because I thought if I wanted to use these images on note cards, see what's on the back. Oh, I don't particularly like that one, but if it had been an image on the back that I really liked, it'd be like, oh, do I go for that page or do I cut it up into 4? So this is why I end up having 2. But yes, this was by St Michael, which was the old name for Marks and Spencer's. And it's the Vogue covers from 1909 to 1940, and it was by William Packer, introduction by Lady Diana Cooper. I don't think there's is there an ISBN number? Let's just have a look. I don't think there is. Oh, there is. There we go. So the ISBN number 086273106 and 2. Okay, so that's another one of my favourite books. And Flowers in the Landscape, again, as you can see, another purchase from the charity shop, £2.50. And again, this is by Jill Bays. Oh, look at that, look. Originally £16.99. Oh, there's the ISBN number as well. 07153 And again, it's from a watercolourist. Look at that. How pretty. I love watercolour paintings. I would love to be able to do watercolour paintings. I've never done one. But again, such beautiful images. Now, I've only got 1 copy of this, so I would like another one, because there are images both front and back. Oh, there's also a little bit of a lesson there on how she did it, because there are images on the front and the back pages. So like there, look at that beautiful garden scene, and then there's this image there on the back. Torn between 2 pages, can't decide which to use. But there's some really, really gorgeous garden images in this. Again, little mini note cards. Just beautiful. And I love the colour combinations as well. If you're into sunflowers, look at that. How beautiful is that? Let me give you a close-up. Just gorgeous. Gorgeousness in a book. So there we go. I love those sorts of colours. Flowers in the Landscape, The Art of Vogue Covers, and Wildflowers of Britain, month by month. So those are my 3 new books that I thought you might like to see, and see if you can get them at a good price for yourself. Yeah. Sometimes they're just pretty to look at, aren't they? Cheers for joining me again. See you all again soon. Slurp, slurp. Ooh, still hot. See you later. Bye.